Hi, friends and family, and welcome to 2026. 2025 finished off exactly as we would have expected, and the numbers are pretty much red all the way across the board. Now, the one thing that we do look forward to is the forecast for 2026, and a lot of the articles that are coming out in the forecast, which is another word for guess, is actually that the RBC data is showing that we are going to not see any more rate decreases. So the mortgage rates are probably not going to come down any further. And if anything, we're going to see price or a rate increase if there is going to be any changes. Now, that being said, we are at a high level of inventory, probably the lowest interest rate that you're going to see. So if you're looking to purchase, now is kind of going to be the time over the next year to 2 years. We're going to see good inventory levels, stability in the market. And if you're looking to sell, don't put your life on hold because this could be a long road to recovery before we see any prices increase. So timing the market is virtually impossible. If you can do it, great. Otherwise, move when you're ready, willing, and able to move. So let's take a look at what's happening in the actual market right now. What we're seeing right now is that new listings in Midland are down, and month over month they should be down, but year over year we saw a pretty big decrease in those listings. But we saw an increase in the sales price. And in Penetanguishene, we see very much the same thing. Inventory levels are coming down. The months of inventory, though, is at 9 in Penetanguishene, so it's actually climbing. But the average sales price is up slightly in Penetanguishene as well. Tiny Township, what we've seen in Tiny is month over month across the board, almost all increases. The prices were very fluctuant in December 2024. There was a big sale that happened that threw these numbers right off. But if you look at the month over month data, we did see an increase in the month over month prices. Tay Township, what we have in Tay is that the year over year prices climbed slightly. We saw new listings increase and the inventory levels have gone up as well. So we're seeing inventory levels climb in almost all markets. Barrie, however, the year over year data is red across the board, with the month over month data seeing a slight increase in buying price or selling price of 1%. Now, Collingwood is one of our also one of our bigger markets. It's really good for us to pay attention to these bigger markets like Barrie, Collingwood, Wasaga, Aurelia, and obviously the Simcoe County numbers. But Collingwood, year over year, has seen a price increase, but it's month over month saw a massive decrease in price. Now, December is a funny month. We don't see a lot of sales, as you can tell. There's 25, 27 sales in Collingwood. That's very, very low for Collingwood, averaging closer to 60 to 100 sales. So this is going to be, very fluctuant in its numbers. Wasaga Beach, we have seen red across the board pretty much year over year, including days on market, which actually should be red because, well, sorry, it's green because we saw a decrease in the days on market year over year. But prices are very steady in Wasaga Beach, sitting at that 575, 580 range over the last couple months. And Aurelia has been our shining star pretty much all year long. The new listings data did not pull for this. I will have it fixed and sent to you if you are interested in that. But Aurelia has seen an increase year over year and month over month in the prices. It has seen sales increase month over month and year over year. So we're seeing again that Aurelia is really our shining star where a lot of people seem to be moving to. Now, last but not least is Simcoe County. Looking at all the data across all of Simcoe County, we had a decrease in new listings, a decrease in sales, decrease in the months of inventory, or sorry, an increase in the months of inventory up to 8.23. Days on market has increased and the sales prices have decreased by 10%. Now, what does this all mean is that our inventory levels are climbing, our prices have fallen, but what we're seeing is that we are 20% off our 10-year rolling average. And additionally, we've seen prices month over month stop falling as fast as they used to. So they're falling at a rate of 1% per month. Versus earlier in 2025, we saw rates of 40% price drops, 27% price drops. So we're seeing headwinds on the falling prices, leaning back into what RBC is actually saying, which is that prices are probably not going to come down a whole lot more. Affordability is going to remain really where it's at this point. So if you're in a position to buy or sell, you may as well do it this year as we're going to see more buyers come back to the market and they're going to be able to have selection of inventory out there there. So putting your house on the market and making sure it's advertised appropriately to attract those buyers is what our expertise is at. If you have any questions about your local market, don't hesitate to reach out. Happy to help you with that. Or if you need any referrals, you need handymen, people to help out around the house, cleaners, inspectors, anything like that, please don't hesitate to reach out because we use these people all the time and we have great referrals for you. Thanks, everybody, and have a wonderful day.